Hi, and welcome to Philip Wathen's podcast. This is an uncensored, raw as fuck, no sugarcoating type of podcast. Warning, explicit language and humor likely to offend. All views expressed on this podcast are his own and do not represent the opinions of any entity whatsoever with which he has been, is now, or will be affiliated. If you have not subscribed yet, go hit that motherfucking follow button and enjoy.
Topic's going to be on ghosting today. Ghosting. For the third time.
For the third time, ghosting.
Yes. So the first couple times got really messed up.
We had a ghost.
We did. We had a ghost.
Came and just came and turned it off.
Yes.
So you're not recording today.
Should we give them a little bit of background on our friendship? How long we go back?
We'll wave.
How long, 15?
Yeah.
15 years, maybe more.
Don't age us more.
I know, right? Well, I'm 19. Damn, we met through Monique.
Yeah. Cousins, friends. Well, it was friends. Friends of friends. Every party. There was a few circles going around that meshed.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. It was pretty good circles, actually.
Yeah, good ones. I still keep in touch with a lot of people. That's what's cool. Everybody's kind of grown up.
Yeah.
Been married, had
twice.
Kids.
3 times. Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely, we always had a good vibe, good friendship. Always saw you out there being a knucklehead.
I was.
But, we still kept in touch, and throughout the years, regardless of whatever journey it was, we always linked back up, and
it brought us back.
Cheerleaders. Yeah. We're each other's cheerleaders. Hey, how you doing? Good. I see you. We're doing good. Good. With, kids, and we just always were there for each other no matter what. Just available. Gotta talk? You wanna talk? Hey, what's up? Hey, heard this. Heard that.
I know, right?
How you doing? You good? You good. Straight. That's been pretty much our conversations throughout the year. But I've seen your journey in the last couple of years, and
oh man.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So it's like,
highs and lows.
Bill's growing up now.
Highs and lows.
It's
Yeah.
never too late to grow up.
Right.
No, I think I'm proud of you, friend. I've seen you grow. I've seen just the way that you carry yourself, and there's just a different aura about you.
Yeah.
And that attracts people. It attracts other good auras, and it attracts the haters too. But you really realize and find out who your true friends are. Yeah. That's what's important.
So I've been seeing on media a lot lately, so much about the topic of being ghosted. Guys, girls, doesn't matter.
What was I particularly like the meme that you put out the other day. I don't know if I should find it if you remember it.
Yeah, find it.
It was ghosting, but pretty funny because I saw you post it and then I saw the reaction to it. So I'm searching literally on my Facebook. I should have been ready for this because I thought it said, if he hasn't checked in on you or texted you this morning, fuck him. How's your day going, boo?
Boom. Yes.
And you immediately got some likes and some females being like, oh, wow, okay. And, I think that's, when you're in a relationship or you're talking to somebody for a female,
it's huge.
It's huge. Just good morning text. It's just, you're thinking of me.
He has to make you a priority. You have to feel that in a relationship. Have to. It's a mandatory thing.
I think, it's so difficult to date nowadays, and you find somebody and you just want that person to be the one, but we're still struggling, from our past relationships, and we don't know how to communicate. We're scared. We're scared to communicate. We're scared to tell one another. We're scared to be vulnerable, right?
Exactly. We're scared to open up.
We're scared to open up, and not until you open up or deal with the past can you move forward. And I think that, unfortunately, people leave options open.
Yeah.
And
I did for many years.
Yeah?
Yep.
And so would you ignore the morning text from the female?
I would ignore it. I just didn't care. I mean, I had so many at different times that I didn't really care.
So
I basically just stuck with the ones I really liked, and the rest were just on the roster. You know what I mean?
Lineup?
Yeah, the lineup, and they just rotated throughout the week.
Does it work like baseball, like number 4 is the cleanup, or
I mean,
you had your number 1 to 3 counted?
I had my 1, 2, 3 counted, the mains that I liked, and then I had all the stragglers after that. And it seemed fun at the time, but I was still fucking alone inside. It never really solved a deeper issue.
Yeah.
It was just to occupy my time, basically.
Isn't that lonely, though?
Hell yeah, it was.
It's not lonely because you can call, go down the list.
Yeah.
But they go home.
True.
I mean,
it's not real.
Yeah.
It's temporary. It's a Band-Aid.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's what we search for, right? We're searching for that companion to wake up to, that companion to
the ride or die.
The ride or die. That's, we were talking about that the other day. Like, that's what everybody wants, right? The ride or die. Monique's, my cousin's grandparents were there. They've been married for 40 something years.
Yeah.
And, those are their ride or die. Their ride or die. I was thinking about
That's
that.
rare.
It's like super rare.
Yeah.
My parents got divorced at I was 6. I didn't have that. I didn't have, mentors, a solid structure of relationships.
Same.
I saw that very early on, and I realized that very early on. I had good role models other than my, around me that were married that I felt like were solid, and to the day they're together.
Yeah.
There was clarity when I soon realized that relationships weren't perfect, right? Everybody had problems and issues.
Oh my God, yes.
And, when reality strikes and you're like, holy crap, that's what they went through.
Yeah.
No wonder why we had fucked up relationships, right?
That's what we learned.
We learn it and we search for it. You know what I mean? And I'm not putting my parents down for getting divorced or anything like that. I look up to them. I love them. They're buddies again. You know what I mean? But
it's funny how that works out, because me and my baby mama too, same thing. I hated her guts. She hated my guts. And now that we've been separated for 12, 13 years, like, I swear to God, we communicate so much better. It's like, damn, we don't got to fight no more.
What do you think changed?
We got out of a relationship. That's what changed, I think, because now we communicate so much better. Okay. Well, the beginning, here, I'll be truthful here. I got with her because she was pregnant with my son. That's why I married her. Okay. Everybody was saying, do the right thing, do the right thing. At the time, my heart wasn't really into it. Over time, it did get into it. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I was still doing what I was doing on the side. Mm-hmm. So that's how that went.
Okay.
But
so she had a lot of anger and resentment.
Yes.
I mean, I think, how long were you with her?
I was with her the longest, 12 years.
So, I mean, if you would have been upfront and truthful, you wouldn't have wasted 12 years of her life.
Yeah.
And I think that's fucking deep, right? Because we're selfish. You did it for your own selfish reasons. You did it for, you said, quote unquote, do the right thing. Mm-hmm. And in reality, that's the wrong thing to do. Is
because I didn't take her feelings into account.
Yeah. You took away those 12 years of her life. And, I'm sure that in those 12 years, there's pros and cons. But I think for females, and I don't know her personally, but for me, being in a relationship and as a female, the way that I think is I'm in it. You know what I mean? I'm in it for the long haul. And
I think most females think that way.
Well, if you're feeding us that.
Well, I mean.
You know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong. There's been a lot of them that just like, yo, I'm cool with being a side girl.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about relationships, right?
All right.
I think, you fall in love for a reason, right? There's a reason why, she was in love with you, right? And there might have been those couple times that you were amazing to her, that you showed her a little extra effort.
I did.
And once you show that, yeah.
But like you were talking about last time, she was probably holding on to that.
Absolutely.
All the bullshit I gave her, she probably held on to that like, yo, this motherfucker can get back to this point.
He can do this. He can bring me flowers. He can cook me dinner. He can be nice. He can give me a massage.
So she put herself through more years of bullshit.
Yeah. Damn. And all because you weren't upfront with her.
Keeping it real.
You weren't vulnerable. And I think that when we're vulnerable and we get to that state and knowing who you are, I think that's when you grow and you allow people to know you and things fall into place naturally. Yeah. I've been on my little side journey this whole year too, myself, just really trying to give myself that time just to be kind of alone and learn to be alone. You know what I mean? I've always been in relationships. You know what I mean? I've said it in my mind. I don't want to be in a relationship, but it never worked out to that. You know, and so that's been kind of the last 2 years. I didn't want to be in a relationship. I needed to heal. I needed to be okay with being who I am and not, you know, the next relationship or somebody that I was interested in and we were talking. I was so scared to be myself because I felt like I didn't really know who I was anymore. I lost myself and I did a little soul searching. And one thing I did realize is that I had to change something.
Yeah. Because without change, nothing will change.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And,
I think we all had some experiences this year.
Yeah. Well, this year's been fun. I mean, with COVID too, I mean, that's challenging, but now we had that excuse, you know? Sure. I mean, I had that little friend zone thing, you know? Nope. You're my friend.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of myself because I wasn't ready. I think now I'm in a place where I am ready. I'm ready to trust somebody again. And to trust, I have to be vulnerable again. I can't be crazy in the way that I think and the way, just because may or may not be having, you know, talking to somebody or whatever not, I have to be okay with all the shit that other people have done to me in the past and not bring it to my next relationship.
Yeah.
Because that person doesn't deserve it. They deserve 100% the best of me, yes, right?
I agree.
And shit, like, we're getting old.
I'm getting young.
I think that, I mean, talk about that. Talk about what you want now.
So for me, in my past, I've never had a female that was a friend that I didn't sleep with, but maybe a handful. Year one, then I can probably count them on one hand that I did not. Every girl that I considered a friend, we fucked around. And that was the old fucked up Phil. This year, I was married for 3 years and we both cheated on each other. I initiated it. She forgave me. We got back together. And then I found out she was doing the same shit. And,
how did that feel?
Oh my God. It fucking hurt. This was
payback's a bitch?
It was worse than a bitch. This was like the worst I've ever felt ever in my life.
So how much of that do you think is karma? Do you believe in karma?
Yes. I deserve what I got.
I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, I don't care about your feelings, but I truly feel that, you know, as much as I care about you as a friend and seeing your journey, it's good to acknowledge that. And
it had to have happened because it wouldn't have put me where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm.
So it got me to such a low in my life that I had nowhere to go but to call on God and ask him, like, dude, I'm fucking lost. I need your help. And
so that's deep right there because, I mean, I don't know how you grew up. I grew up in a very Catholic family, believing in God and the Bible and do right and not wrong. And I mean, I had a huge positive influence with the people around me that surrounded me. But I even think that who we are in our journey spiritually, you even question, is there a God?
Yes.
Why is this shit happening to me? Like, this is enough. I'm tired.
Yes.
Please don't let this happen to me again. And you start feeling sorry for yourself. I think for me, I've always been super positive and just, I didn't really let things get to me. I kept it moving.
Yeah.
It catches up to you.
It does.
You know, it gets to the point, you have to deal with it. You
have to sit with it. You gotta let your feelings fucking be there. You gotta fucking deal with them.
Absolutely. And you gotta you gotta be open to people and let them know, like, this is what I'm going through right now.
Well, I was vulnerable alone. I was like, fuck this. Ain't nobody gonna see me crying. So I dealt with it my way, but I'm open about it now. Now I can talk about it. Before I would never talk about it. So
in this transition and this change, what was different from before? Because, you know, this is marriage.
Yes.
But it was a relationship. In the past, there were relationships. And do you feel like what you brought into this marriage, you didn't deal with those issues and that's why things happened and developed the way they did? Or?
No, I actually think I was hurt so much because I thought she was the one.
But yeah, you cheated.
I did.
But why?
We were just too toxic, arguing all the time. And it got to a point where we didn't even communicate right. Everything was a fight, so we ignored each other. We just separated, went into different rooms.
We built those walls up.
We built the walls up. And after time, I was like, dude, fuck this. I'm married. I'm feel alone. So I just started reaching out to old females I knew.
The ones on the 4 to 10 on the list?
The 1 to 3s. The 1 to 3s.